Okay, so here we are back at the boat. And there's a couple things I want to take care of. And one is to, I had the battery box back here for the first trial run on the water. And I want to move the battery up underneath the center console. So the line coming off the outboard motor is not long enough for the positive and negative leads to reach all the way. So I've got that battery switch right there. So the positives will go to that battery switch and then to the battery. And then I've got a whole bunch of electrical pieces to try and figure out the rest of the electronics. So got a fuse block right there, set of switches. I've got the bow light, stern light right back there, and I got a couple of drink holders, cup holders, and so I want to get all this wiring done. And then I've got the tack sitting over here. Let me climb over here. Got the tack sitting there. Gonna put the tack right there. Had to get my puller to pull the steering wheel off. It was on there pretty good. And next up is to cut a hole with my drill and jigsaw. Could not get a hole saw that was kind of exact, and there's only like an 1/8 of an inch lip on the housing of this. If you can see this right here, there's only about an 1/8 of an inch, so it has to be pretty accurate. And so I could easily buy like a 3 1/2, but it needs a 3 1/8 or 3 3/8. So this is going to be trying to cut this with my jigsaw. Shouldn't be too bad. So let me do that and I'll bring you back. Okay, so a little bit of cutting with the jigsaw and a little bit of filing of the wood edges, and that fits perfectly now. So on to the next step, which is moving the battery from here right at my feet to right underneath the center console, and then getting the wires. Let me do that. Alright, so got the hole drilled for the tack wires, and since same manufacturer of the motor and the tack, it's just a matter of matching up these colors. Gray to gray. Black. Yellow. And then these are the two power and ground for the light on the tack. Okay. Alright, so I've got these switches. I'm going to mount those right there. So let's cut this out. Okay, so here we are back at the boat. It's been a while. It's been a rainy week. And as you can tell, still need to do a little bit of cable management. I've got the all-around light wired. I've got the beginnings of some cable management right there. So the electrical system, I was able, before I had the battery box sitting behind this cooler here, this cooler seat. Now I've got the battery up here amidships, which is going to help with weight distribution. It's a little bit light in the bow, a little bit heavy aft. So, and I was able to put this Bimini on just now. It's pretty easy, a few screws. But let me get into the boat here. Alright, so there's the battery. It's fixed in place so it won't move around. And the way the boat electrics work is we've got the leads coming in from the outboard. And this is just a block right here where the ground comes to this block, and then it goes on to the battery. And then we've got the lead from the outboard, the positive, and we take that positive from the outboard, and that continues up to a fuse block right here. And then I've got only one battery right now, but if I switch this to one, that connects the outboard with the battery. And as you can see, I've installed the tachometer, and I've got these lights. So that's the front navigation lights, and then I've got the aft all around, which just would fold up there and be around. So those are the nav lights. That's the only thing that I've got wired up right now. I've got a pump to pump out any water if I get water in here, and just going to wire that up to one of these switches here to turn it on whenever there's water in the boat. It's not going to have an automatic switch because this boat doesn't normally sit in the water. Don't think I need that. So everything's good to go for the second trip on the water. And it's going to hopefully happen tomorrow, weather permitting. And I've got my fishing pole and my tackle box right there. So we'll see if we can do any fishing. And hopefully run in a couple more hours onto the outboard for its wear-in procedure. And that'll bring it up to 3, and then after 3 hours you can run it up to full RPM, but not for longer than 5 minutes. So looking forward to going past these next 2 hours. Anyway, that's the boat, and like I said, just need to do a little bit more cable management, and we'll see how it goes. So hopefully take you along tomorrow for another ride. So long.